welcome. So I'm going to take a look at the Times quick cryptic crossword, and this is being published on Friday the 2nd of May 2025, and it's been set by Hurley. So Hurley is one of our regular setters. We get a couple of puzzles a month from them. We just scoped into May actually, and we've only had 7 so far, so this is their 8th, but it's about 2 a month. And so far this year, well, the last 6 of those I've averaged 11 minutes. They've gone pretty well. The first couple were about 24 and 21 minutes, so there's always a possibility of a difficult puzzle in here. But yeah, three in the 7, 7, 8, kind of 7 and 8 minute range. So let's see how it goes. Merit of French verse in translation. Deserve merit. Mundane way to welcome home. Whoa, mundane earth, street. Welcome home, nest. Transport Glaswegian, maybe carrying duck. I'm not sure. Is that anagram Glaswegian? No. Scott, scoot. In middle of a maiden song. A maiden song. Terribly tense. A.M. Terribly tense. A maiden song. Part of Papal Mass this Sunday. Palm Sunday, okay. A few days late for that one. Quality of thanks recalled. Statement of admiration. I think that's sat. Satisfaction. Satisfied. Is fine. Could put sat there for thanks, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's an AT. Angry at outset is returning rather inferior furniture. Angry outset. Oh, furniture item. Release charge. About right. Free and fee. 7 years at the coalface and finally moan constantly. Look what we got. NSATE. Coalface finally. Moan constantly. Effective at first. Sure, there's some kind of EF. I think it's a CE. First, constantly effectively. I don't know. Looting. Small community needs new start. Small community is a village pillage. Reveal. Most of Ugly Dive has to be revamped. So that's ugly. Uggle Dive, which is, well, Uggle Dive, divulge. Tenant, perhaps, full of energy to go in again. Tenant's a leasee, full of energy to go in again. Go in again. Re-enter, yes, okay. Enter. Okay, so let's quickly look at that, see if that's blue. Unhappy, Tory. Let's look at the downs. Let down, initially dud is assigned to position. Gosh. Let down, down, can't be down, dispirited, disappointed. Finally dud. Initially dud is appointed, okay. Disappointed, nice. Quiet. More mature, shoulder. Is that shoulder? No. Shoulder. Shoulder. Say. Accepting you. Say. Yeah, older. Okay. Cascade. Pace. Cascade is to rate, I think. We saw that yesterday, funnily enough, I think in the Izetti. Tirade supports. Tirade supports former monarch going off errant. Okay. So we can get this one. Transport. Scooter. Scooter is a duck. I think I've seen that from Izetti at some point. We got here 5. Highly praise. Guile so easily at start. Out of order. Guile. Highly praise. Guile so easily at start. No idea what's going on there. Sovereign. Relations good. King. Kin and yeah, nice, clever one. Business person, tradesperson, trade. Found in day centre pre-neurosurgery. Pre-neuro. Entrepreneur. Okay, let's try and get that right. Entrepreneur. Okay, very good. Good word there. A constant trade union supporter, in fact. A consonant. Okay, let's get rid of that because that's going to work. A, something, TU, back. In fact, trade union supporter. Constant is C, actually, trade union ally. There we are. Okay, describe this turn made surprisingly. Anagram of this turn. There's an R in there. Yeah. Okay. Describing. Can't see that one at the moment. Device to remind social gathering agents coming up. Device to. Where's my rep coming up? Social gathering is a do. Ball device. Beeper. Social gathering. B. Not sure about that. What's this? Angry at outset. Oh gosh. Irritated is rather inferior. Furniture item. Returning rather inferior. Irritated. What's that? Tated. So what would that be? Angry is irritated. Is returning. Rather inferior. I don't think that is irritated, really. But I don't know what it is. Sort of got on the downs. This one. Diplomat ignoring Oscar's resentment is envy. Envoy. Envy. Oh, 7 years at the coalface. The coalface. Finally moan constantly. Effective at first. Is that a Y for constantly? Moan constantly. 7 years. Sure about that. Okay, what's this? Quality of thanks. Okay, so at maybe. Recalled. Statement of admiration. Quality is a tribute. Okay. I like it. Oh, this one was this turn made describing. I've write this down. This turn. So I think it's. I've got rid of RAT. Ah, that'll work. It's turn made. I think. RAT. RAT's gone. U's gone. Undreamt. Describing. Undreamt. Really? D. EMT. Undreamt. I think that is. Attribute fits. What's this? In middle of a maiden song. It's terribly tense. There's tense. In middle of amidst. Amidst. Doesn't work. Of a maiden. Mundane way to welcome home. I think to welcome home is in. Realign. Mundane. This is just wow. Angry. Irritated. At outset is. Because outset is irritate. Returning. So we've got retated, which is detater. And if that was irritated, what would that give me there? Device. To remind social gathering. Set. Tesper. Don't think it works. 7 years. At the coalface. What's 7 years? At the coalface. I think coalface is E. Teenage. Finally moan. Constantly effective. At first. Tenace. wondering if this is at the coalface, final letters T-E-E, and then finally moan would be an N. Don't like that. Don't know what's going on here. This one, highly praises to something. Guile so easily at start out of order. Bit convoluted, really, this clue. Bit too convoluted. I think it has to be rate, doesn't it? Cascade, pace of progress is rate. In middle of a maiden, well, a maiden song. Amongst, yeah, just an anagram of song, and then teeth for tense. Highly praised, guile so easily out of order. Mundane, way to welcome. So I'm thinking of a road, route, routine. There we are. So what do I got here down here? Highly praised. So gosh, something U, something O, something I, then maybe something D. Which is highly praised, guile so easily. Gus. Is that anagram of guile so? Guile is 5 letters so easily. I think that's a, yeah, I think that's an anagram guile so easily. G-U-I-L-E-S-O-E, maybe? Get rid of the O, get rid of the E, get rid of the I, sorry, I-U. High praises to eulogise. Irritate. Okay, if that's irritate, eat. At. Irritate. I was spelling irritate. I can't be irritate, can it? Angry. In. Irritable. Irritable. Okay, that makes sense. I think that's B for beeper. Device to remind us of beeper. I think so. Which just leaves this to be 7 years at the coalface. N. Teenage. Constantly effective at first. Well, there's my E for effective at first. Moan. Constantly. Tenace. Constantly. Tenai. Just going to take that out for a while to play with this clue. 7 years. At the coalface. The secade. Where do we get my D though? 7 years at the coalface. Finally, T-H-E, T-E-E. Decade, finally moan, constantly. Is to effective at first is an E. T, what's to moan? Constantly is to fetch. I mean, there shouldn't be a word here, I don't know, really. It seems like a really... should be something that's kind of known here. Toe... 7 years is... 7 would be V-I-I, that isn't going to happen, 7 years. I think we're looking for... so I think we are looking for a... moan constantly is to... I mean, that has to be the E. Does it all N constantly? What about nag, isn't it? Teenage. It must be teenage. I don't really understand the 7 years, but finding nag. Yeah, okay, actually. Okay, don't. um, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're a teenager for 7 years, 13 to 19. Okay, right. What do you got? Which is why it was a word I knew. So yeah, merit of. Merit, if you merit something, you deserve it. Of in French is de, and we've got an anagram of serve, which is verse in translation, or verse, anagram of verse, which is serve in translation, is your anagram indicator. Something that's mundane is routine, a way is a route, welcoming home is in. What have we got here? Transport, so scooter is a transport. Glaswegian is a Scot. Carrying an extra O for duck, so naught in cricket, and then I'm not sure is in the middle of we've got AM, so in the middle of it is amongst. We've got A for in the clue, M for maiden, which is cricket notation. We've got an anagram of song, as indicated by terribly, and T for tense. Part of palm. Mass, so we've got a hidden word. Part of is a hidden word indicator. Palm is in papal mass, and this Sunday is not. Palm Sunday isn't coming up this weekend. That was a couple of weekends ago, or is it? I'm pretty certain it's at least a couple of weeks. So I don't know if this is just me mispublished or it's just an obscure definition. Really, it doesn't matter too much. It's fairly easy. It's a hidden word. Quality of thanks. Quality is an attribute. Thanks recalled is tar. Statement of admiration is a tribute. What do you got here? Angry. Angry is irritable. At outset is returning. So we've got IR for is returning. We've got rather inferior, RI. And then we've got the furniture item is a table. Well, table is the furniture item. Angry at outset is returning rather inferior. I don't quite understand what's going on there. Oh, okay, it's the outset is returning rather inferior. So those 4 words. Okay, all 4 of those words is the eerie part. Yep. To release is to free. We've got a charge is a fee, going about R for right. Right, so yeah, 7 years. There's 7 years when you're a teenager, which is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. At the coalface, so we've got, finally, so we've got T-E-E from at the coalface, as in get finally. To moan constantly is to nag, and effective at first is the E. Looting is pillaging. Small community needing a new start, so we've got a village becoming pillage. Reveal is to divulge. Most of ugly, so take the Y off, and then has to be revamped. So do an anagram of ugly without the Y and dive to get to divulge or divulge. A tenant is a renter, perhaps. So that's an example of a renter. Full of energy, so put an extra E in there. And to go in again is to re-enter. Now let's have a look at the downs. Okay, let down is disappointed. Initially dud is a D. Is in the clue. And if you're assigned to a position, then you might be appointed. You might be appointed as the new director of football at Manchester United. Who knows? Quiet is sh. More mature is older. Say accepting. So then we've got a sound alike of U, accepting U, which is literally the letter U, and to assume responsibility is to shoulder. Funnily enough, we had, this is double definition, rate is to castigate, and pace of progress is the rate. We had rate yesterday coming up as a version of castigate. Some people questioning whether that was really a definition. You can think of berate, and that definitely gets you there. Tirade. A tirade is a rant supporting the former monarch, ER for Elizabeth Regina, Queen Elizabeth, and going off the rails is errant. Highly praise is to eulogise. We've got an anagram of guile, so, and then an E from easily. At start is saying take that E, and the anagram indicator is out of order. Sovereign is a king. Relations are your kin. G for good. Another hidden word here, very good one. So we've got business person is an entrepreneur, and that's found in as your hidden word indicator, and it goes across day centre pre-neurosurgery. not much. I don't really like the surface, but it's quite a good hidden word. I'll give you that. We've got A is in the clue, C for constant, trade union is a TU, and a supporter is an ally. And something is, in fact, is actually describing this turn made surprisingly. I think we've got surprisingly is an anagram indicator of turn made, makes undreamt. Describing this is undreamt. Not a word I'm familiar with in that sense. Oh, we got here. Device is a beeper. Sorry, device to remind is a beeper. A social gathering is a bee. So I suppose like think of a spelling bee as a type of social gathering, isn't it? Bit of a hard word to come up with that. And then agents coming up. So it's got rep going upwards. Diplomat is an envoy, but take the O out. O for Oscar, which is NATO phonetic alphabet, and that gives you resentment, which is envy. And finally, if you're feeling unhappy, you might be said to be a bit blue, and a Tory Conservative MP or Conservative supporter is a blue, just there, kind of colour. So there we go, all done, 1423. Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for watching.